Greetings, Redheads. Thank you for joining me in another episode of your favorite show, Red's You. I'm your gracious host, Jay Red, and I have a very, very special guest with me today, all right? He goes by the name of Dear Silas. What's happening, man?
What it do, man? What's good, man? Happy to be here.
Hey, man, appreciate you for coming. Now, everybody, before we begin, make sure that you subscribe to youtube.com/WeAuthenticNetwork. All right, so this interview, ladies and gentlemen, is a long, long time coming. I've been knowing this gentleman for some years now. Like back when I first started rapping, he was one of the first people that I met in the industry. Like we all were joined back then. You remember the FINE, Authentic, Swatube, all that type of stuff. So yeah, I've been knowing this gentleman for a minute. And this is the thing, a lot of folks don't know. He used to be Trey Parker. That's how I knew him.
Oh yeah, throwback for real.
Throwback. So let's start right there, man.
All right.
Yeah. So Trey Parker, you used to be Trey Parker. You want to explain what that was about, and then go into the name change and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. Honest, Trey Parker. I wouldn't say it was my first rap name, but it was probably the first one I started to gain like some notoriety from. But yeah, Trey is actually my nickname, which is, what my family called me. And when I chose that name, I didn't like at the time, it was like a lot of Lil this and Young Ned. And I didn't really want to be Lil Trey or Young Trey or some shit like that. Nothing wrong with that. But just me personally, I didn't want that. And I wanted my name to sound, no pun intended, authentic. I wanted it to be, I wanted it to sound like a real name, And so I was like thinking like, what's my name gonna be? And at the time, like I was listening to some Charlie Parker, it's a jazz musician, and I was like, damn, I could just tag the Parker on the end of it, and it sounded like a real name, and that's kind of like where I got the Trey Parker from. And Trey Parker was kind of like, it was my intro, to the hip hop world. Just trying to figure out where I wanted to go and kind of searching for like my sound. And after that, I transitioned to Silas, and then Dear Silas. But Trey Parker was more so like when I was still doing comedy at the time, and making a whole bunch of videos like that. And I was really using like the comedy as a tool, to kind of soak people in to give them to check out my music, But at some point, I figured that I just wanted to stick to music. Not saying that I just didn't like comedy anymore, but I felt like I was more passionate about that, and I wanted to get one thing right versus trying to do more than one thing.
Absolutely. And when you look back at that, because a lot of people may not know that this isn't, the past couple of times you went viral, first time that people may know is Gullah Gullah Island. Second time is with the Skr Skr song. I still can't say that shit right. I just,
It's all good.
but yeah, so some people may only know those are the two times that you went viral. But I remember you went viral before that. You know what I'm saying? When you were Trey Parker, you had a song called "Bitch Slow Down." So yeah, man. So yeah, you've been doing it, and even before that, you were doing stuff with like the Crank the Pikachu and all that shit, though, right?
Oh yeah. So yes, sir. That was really the first one. That was the first one to go like crazy. Like first time I seen over 1 million views on anything. So that was crazy. But
yeah, that's crazy. So, and staying at that point for a minute. So that year was like what, 07 going into 08 or something like that.
Yeah.
At that time, what I noticed about Jackson, the music scene, other than David Banner, it was like damn near like a renaissance because Swatube was popping. And Swaze, shout out to Swaze, he was a producer / director, but y'all were like a tag team kind of, the way that y'all made music together and stuff, and you had a few projects as Trey Parker that gained critical acclaim back then. How was the process like making that type of stuff?
Man, yeah, we would just kind of sit down and just like, he was producing like 90%, of my bodies at work back then. And yeah, it just kind of tailored stuff to me. And, I kind of, just go back and forth on what we wanted to do. We were just trying to create a sound that no one else was doing at the time. And to this day, I still think nobody is really like duplicating that. But yeah, that was pretty much it. It was fun. Made some dope music. I know like on my first projects, like Cooler Dana, A Dinosaur Behind a Van, like that one, and Cooler Dana 2, it was sort of like a mixture of like you know, some original tracks from him, and then we had some freestyles, you know, just you know me still rapping. Just at the time, I'm still trying to prove like I can rap, you know what I'm saying, rapping on other folks' stuff. But then like Wave Grease was like really the first attempt, which is the fourth. I skipped one. I think Titty Juice and Crackers. Anyway, I had a project called Titty Juice and Crackers. That's crazy. But yeah, but the fourth one, Wave Grease, was the first attempt at a full like original project, you know, with just strictly stuff he had produced, and you know, and it was fun, man. It was fun. It's some stuff I still go back and listen to sometimes.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of stuff that people may not, you know, have remembered at that time. But I just remember actually being a part of that, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
they produced a couple of tracks for us and stuff. And I just remember that sound was something I hadn't heard of. Like it was reminiscent of Pharrell, you know what I'm saying? Like Pharrell
Yeah.
type of stuff. And I believe y'all were on another level at the time when it was, you know, like everything was kind of being centered to like trap stuff, you know what I'm saying? But y'all were
Mm-hmm.
you know, different in that way. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, I really I thought that was dope back then. You know what I'm saying? And then you know you fast forward and then like you know you had your name change and stuff like that. So then you get Gullah Gullah Island, right? Now when you made that record, what was the intention behind it? Like, did you think like, hey, I'm just about to put this track out, see what it's gonna do, or did you know in your mind, I'm gonna try to make this shit go viral?
So with Gullah Gullah Island, so first off, I was looking for beats, you know, just like anybody else. I came across it on SoundCloud, and well, first I went to like one of those things. I can't tell you what the name of it is, but like you know, with producers, they play their stuff. You know, they have beat battles or
Yeah,
whatever. And I ran into one cat named Don Shay, and I was like, who is that? You know, and I was talking to Fifth Child. He was like, that's Don Shay, and I was like, damn man, his shit tough. You know, like put me in contact with him. You know, so ended up getting in contact with him, and then you know I went to SoundCloud, man, probably like 1 o'clock in the morning one night up trying to figure this shit out. You know, I know you know,
yeah.
and I ran across a whole bunch of beats, but like I heard Gullah Gullah Island, and it was already Gullah Gullah Island at the time. And a lot of people don't know that that's actually his voice on the hook.
Oh,
That's him.
yeah. I didn't
Yeah, like I thought it was like the Migos or some shit when I first.
yeah.
Like I thought he had found like a Migos like you know acapella or something like that, and they just happened to say Gullah Gullah Island. He just looped it, you know. But he's like, nah, that's me. I was like, oh shit, and I was like, what's up with this beat? And he was like, man, you want that? I was like, yeah, you know, and by that time the beat had been up there on SoundCloud, I think already like 2 years,
Mm.
you know, and I guess like, you know, nobody had mentioned anything. So he's like, I was just doing that for fun. I was like, nah, this is jamming.
Hard,
I was
right?
like, let me do something with this. So he sent me the beat. No lie, the first stuff I wrote to it was kind of like on some braggadocious rap, you know, like I'm better than you and this and that and da 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 da. And that's what Gullah Gullah Island was gonna be about until some you know it was so many people and still are black people dying of injustice at the time, and I think I was getting ready like to go to work or something like that, and I saw one more thing online, and it just kind of set me off, and like I'm sick of this shit, and I'm sick of this shit, and I was like, man, well, I don't need to make Gullah Gullah Island about what it's about to be about. Like I just thought about the name. I'm like Gullah Gullah Island, and all I could think about as a kid is being watching that growing up, and the main, characters, in the family, they black. Everything they do is black. The food, the culture. When they go shopping at a black market. When they go buy clothes, they wear authentic clothes, like African culture. And I was like, man, like that Geechee culture. I was thinking about it. Then I was like, I gotta make a record, geared around that. So that's when I flipped the switch. Again, no pun intended. I flipped the switch and I started trying to make it, something like that. But as far as it going viral, man, Ocho Cinco tweeted it. So it was just like it just happened. Ocho Cinco tweeted the record, and I think I was at work again at that time, and I had only had the record put up in one place. I think it was like only on SoundCloud or something like that. And I saw that, and I think I was working at the Apple store, and I was working with a customer, and I seen my phone was going crazy. And my homie Aha Gazelle hit me up. He's like, man, look, you need to put this song up everywhere. It's going crazy right now. And I was like, I looked at the phone. And I saw what's going on. I was like, shit. So I left the customer at the front of the store and never came back. And I went, and I went back to the back and I put it up like everywhere. I put it on YouTube. I put it everywhere I could. I tried to put it up for streaming. I wasn't even prepared for it, and it just, kind of happened.
Yeah. And then after that, you put out the Day I Died, that project. And then if you go forward, we going into last year, right? You put out the Last Cherry Blossom, which was a album, and then the song Skr Skr was on there. And I remember looking and seeing that, because I knew you had the album coming out, but then I was like, damn, this shit went viral too. So do you think that you just have that magic touch to just make shit go viral, like?
So I think about that from time to time. I manifest a lot of stuff, man. Like even during the process of making a record, I think about everything. I don't think I just think about the song. Like I think about how's the visual gonna be, what type of marketing tactics are gonna help this song, before anybody else hears it. And I say, like I write it down. I say, okay, this joint is gonna do this. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen within this amount of time. And I'm just, thank God, Lord willing, it happens. I just really put it out there, man. I just say, hey, this is gonna be a big joint. It's gonna be a big record, and it comes through. It comes through for me. And even with that, like, and I was starting to think, I was like, I don't know. I'm like, damn, because like I was like, man, this is a big ass record. And that was like the last song to make it to the album. I had no intentions of it being on the album. I was done with the Last Cherry Blossom, like 100% done. And then Fly Walker, shout out Fly Walker. He played the beat while we were at work, and we just, we came up with the song like right there at work. And then like my homegirl, she was still singing it the next day, and I was like, damn, maybe I should make this song for real. That's the only reason I did it, because she was still singing it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write this record. I'm gonna pitch it to like Ty Dolla $ign. I'm gonna try to send it to Chris Brown, because like I know like it's a banger, And then my manager was like, nah, you need to put that on the album. I'm like, the album done. He's like, nah, put that one on the album. So I was like, all right, I put on that. Because normally, typically, it's not like a song, that I would do. It was kind of outside of the scope of, my flavor or whatever. But I was like, shit, whatever. I just put it on there. And the Last Cherry Blossom was out for like maybe close to a month, maybe like 3 weeks. It was doing great, and maybe like around the end of the third week, that's when like Skr Skr kind of popped off or whatever, and then it went crazy from there.
Yeah, and then it led to you having to deal with RCA, and then they pushed it out there, doing pretty good. So what's the situation with RCA right now? Like, are you still on there, or do y'all got some more stuff coming out?
So right now I'm doing an independent project on my own. I'm pushing, which is Plus Ultra.
Right.
And oh my bad, I thought you said something. But yeah, I'm pushing Plus Ultra on my own right now. But yeah, everything is everything. Everything's still everything. It's just an independent project.
Yeah, and one thing that I admire about it, is two things going with that. Like just the independence. Like the reason that I feel like you've been able to stand out so much as an independent artist is because you have always known how to use the internet. Back when Soulja Boy was doing this shit, it's like you were right there. You know what I'm saying? A part of that. It's just now everything is manifested and has been able to work in your favor. Because like I keep saying, this isn't your first go around with going viral. You've been going viral consistently for like the past decade. So now, I wanted to know, in your words, like as far as going viral, because we see people go viral all the time with music, and then nothing follows up after that. But how important do you think it is to have a follow up right after you go viral? Because you've been able to do that,
Yeah, and that's a good ass question. But it just goes back when I said like during the process of creating music, like I'm already thinking like I'm thinking about a 6-month plan, and what's gonna happen, and then what's gonna happen after the next 6 months. Like when I'm doing this, I'm really just checking stuff off a list. Of course, ideas come, during the process, and you can add things, into the pot. But I'm already like trying to have it figured out, because I'm thinking like, well, and a lot of times, the record that you like is not the record that everybody wants to, like move forward with, and you think like, oh man, I'm telling you, this the one. and then it turns out that the one is the one that's number 4 and not number 3. You know, you thinking like, well, I like that one, but I thought, you know, like, nah, that's the one. So you just, I don't know. I guess I look at it like, and that was another reason why, like RCA was made. You know, like that was the final decision, just because of they understood how I worked, and they knew, like, you know, I had already had a lot of stuff going, you know, before any of that, you know, even with the, you know, the records and just getting them out there and getting them in the right hands, you know, we were doing it already. But I just think, yeah, it's definitely important. You got to have a plan. And I think, I mean, what's the saying? You know, you fail to plan to fail.
Right.
Um, if you don't have something concrete behind it, if you don't have any concrete ideas, I mean, it goes to say this like this. Okay, right now, it's a rapper, it's a musician, it's a basketball player, it's a football player out there. It's somebody who's doing something and they the greatest at it. But nobody will ever know it because they don't have a plan. You know, it's a track out there. It's probably a track out there right now that you would love, right? And it's an artist that you would love, but you will never hear the record because, you know, they don't have the right exposure. They don't know how the means to expose themselves, the ideas to get themselves out there. It's not that we lacking, you know, we lack the good music. It's just we lack the ideas to get them out there, because people fail to realize that you a rapper, but it's a million other people trying to rap too. And you got to compete against all of that. You got to figure out, how can I stand out? You know, what can I do to make this record go?
Yeah, absolutely. And with the record labels these days, because like I said, you've always been able to capitalize off the internet. Do you feel like it's necessary to still be having like a record label deal? Like at this point, do you think do you think that artists are better off being independent? Like, for example, I go viral. Now I have a million fans that know who I am now. Should I sign to the label, or should I keep going independent? Like, what's your advice to artists that potentially may go viral in the future?
So that's a good question too. And it all depends. It all depends on, honestly, what you looking for out of your situation. Like, um, if you got this record, it's going crazy. I'm talking about you running up a million streams every day, your followers pouring in, they supporting you. Especially if you already had a fan base and you add on top of that. My advice is, say a major record label does come at you. Um, I would say stay independent, unless they are offering you so much money up front that it would be stupid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because at the end of the day, the independent grind is dope, but it's a hard grind. Just because, you know, like we were saying earlier, you got these records that, you know, that are dope, but nobody will ever hear those records. Like I thought about this a long time ago. You know how people like, man, people sleeping on me. People sleeping on me. I got dope records and nobody's ever talking about my stuff. It's not that they sleeping on you. They just don't know you exist.
There you go.
They don't know that the song is there. They hadn't been put on yet. And you know how people say, nah, y'all just, you know, you got your super duper fans who've been there since day one. I've been rocking with so and so since day one, and y'all just got here. They just got here because it became massive. You know, they got massive exposure. So you can't necessarily get mad at those people who just got put on you because they just happened to see it come across their timeline, and they would have liked it otherwise if they had got to put on any other way. But they just saw it in that, you know, in that medium. But if they giving you like shit, you know, couple meal, you know what I'm saying? Put that meal in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? So not just it ain't got nothing to do with just being super rich and nothing like that. But it's the meal, what I mean is the meal for your pocket, not like a million for like your budget, you know, something like that, you know, because you got to be careful with that stuff. You got to be careful with that because you know, people are like, yeah, man, I got signed for, you know, this amount of million, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, ain't none of that money for them. That's just money to get your, you know, for your video budget, for recording, just to get your stuff pressed up and get it, you know, marketed the right way so people can listen to it, you know. But like if they saying, hey man, here a couple mil for your pocket, then yes, I would agree. Otherwise, I would say, man, if you already got so many people and they willing to support you, man, come up with your own plan. I think people are lacking the ability to know how to make money, off of their music. You know what I'm saying? Merchandise is key. You
Right.
know, shows, are key. Like getting live shows, getting in front of people, selling CDs. People say CDs is a dead form of, art. I mean, technically, a lot of people don't really purchase CDs anymore, but doing live shows, I sell out of them every time, and that's just because people, they want to have a piece of you. You know what I'm saying? That's something that's
Yeah.
concrete, it's tangible. You can keep that with you. I went to a Dear Silas concert. He signed this. I got this forever. It could be worth this much one day. You know, people just like to say, "Hey, I was there." But yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that too. The fact that because I was a CD collector, now I collect vinyl, and I can't stop the shit. Like I can't. Like it's
yeah.
even if I don't listen to them all the time, it's just that the music head in me is like I have to have something. You know what I'm
And that's crazy, right? Because you would think like vinyl was dead, right?
saying?
But look, you know what I'm saying? Like I got into it a long time ago. One of my homies, like some years back, and he was, I was talking about like, vinyl is never coming back. And I'm like, yes, it is. Everything runs its course, but it wraps back around. And even for like I wanna say like shit, the newer generation who didn't even grow up with vinyl is buying vinyl more so than the people who actually, had it, when it first, came out. And it's something to invest in. It's something, it's just something dope to have.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, who did you listen to growing up? Like, who inspired you and shaped you into the artist that you are today?
Um, so a lot of people. I mean, Michael Jackson is a person like I've been listening to since I was a kid. So if I want to go back that deep, when I was listening to stuff on cassette tape and everything, I was definitely listening to Michael Jackson. But as far as like a hip hop artist, I would say like Ludacris was very, very like influential on me. Eminem was very, very, very influential. Outkast, Missy Elliott, like the stuff her and Timbaland was doing, like just the personality alone was dope enough to just make me want to get into it. The person, who made me feel like I could actually do it and attempt it was Kanye West. Um,
I know you're a big
and
Kanye fan.
yeah, yeah. But anyway,
We ain't gonna go into that debate again.
yeah, we ain't gotta do that one.
For those that don't
But
know,
he,
we would have, bruh. We talking about before Reds View. I've been Reds viewing for a minute. And I remember one night we was in Atlanta. Me, Silas, Sean, uh, Jay Smith, a bunch of us. We were just having a debate about Kanye's albums and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah. But keep.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, he was the person that made me just want to do it. But and even just music production wise, like Neptunes, again Timberland, um, shit. I know I'm leaving somebody up. Shit, I even like Field Mob.
Oh yeah,
Like I really feel like a lot of people like sleep on them for real. Just the delivery, like how you can be that animated with your delivery, but still be rapping about some dope shit. Like I really respect that. Just a lot of down south artists. Period. Though.
yeah. And as far as the artist, and also what influences you, can you say that anime also influences you as well? Like as far as your rap? Because I mean, I don't know shit about Naruto, but I do know my favorite cartoon of all time is Dragon Ball Z. And I was
Yeah.
talking to my other day. That's ain't real anime. I'm like, well, shit, I love that cartoon.
Oh,
But yeah, so yeah,
yeah.
that pretty much like with the anime because I hear some stuff about that in Naruto. And when you came out with the Naruto stuff, I actually learned about what it was because I don't remember. Did that play on Toonami back then? I don't even remember that.
It did, but I wasn't watching it when it did because I was, like Dragon Ball Z is the king of all anime. I don't care what nobody say. Like
Agreed.
it's what helped me. It's not what got me into anime. But it was the main one that made me like kind of dive into that life of just watching anime. And a lot of like Naruto and a lot of the artists that's big today, like the animes that are big, they actually, you know, they were inspired and they were fans of Dragon Ball Z. Like they shape a lot of their characters, from Goku. you know, he's the model. Dragon Ball Z is the model anime for all of the shonen anime that's coming out today. But yeah, definitely, man, that's a big part of my life. I'd be lying to say it wasn't. I mean, like I got merchandise on right now. You know, shout out to the village. I can get that at deer-silas.com /store if you want to get that T-shirt. But yeah, the it's really just the morals and the stories and the lessons in anime that I like that get me watching it, and it kind of reminds me of myself with Naruto. Just to keep it as simple as possible, that particular character is an underdog, and he is put in a situation where like it's so many people around him are excelling, and he feel like he knows he has the potential, and but he's an underdog, so he's always put in a situation where like he needs help from everyone else, and that's how I feel like I am. I feel like um that's why I call this the village, because I feel like especially being in Mississippi, I feel like if we are going to succeed, like we really have to help each other and help our peers and people doing the same thing you're doing, because I get a question no matter where I go. Like I'll be in New York, I'll be in LA or something, and people will be like, so like, yeah, I know you from Mississippi. So how I feel, like I know the music scene ain't really doing much down there. Ain't really too much music going on. I'm just like, the fuck? Yes, it is. Like who you not wait, like where you getting your resources from? So I had to school people, I always had to school people. I'm like, nah, we got so and so, we got this, we get it's not just me, it's not just shout out Creed, it's not just Banner, but it's a whole plethora of dope music. It's the birthplace, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit going on. But just period, man, just showing people that you can make it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my motto. Like your dreams don't die. You know how long I've been doing this, and I could have gave up a long time ago. But I didn't. So
Absolutely. And I think that a lot of people need to realize that. Um, Even on my album, I got a song called "Broken Promises," and
hmm
I said in the line, what I said, damn, I forgot what the fuck I said. I said something, screw, shout out to the Silas.
hmm
If you step, fuck, I forgot. Man, I can't even remember my own shit. But anyway,
I'd be like that.
yeah, when you follow your dreams, right? Dreams don't have a time limit. It doesn't have an age limit. And I think it's important for artists like you and others that inspire that you don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Like you sign a commitment with this. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were majoring in biology and going on to try to be a scientist or a doctor or a lawyer, you're going to continue to do that. So if you feel that music is in you, why should you stop? You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
the thing I always tell people is that you always have an audience. Your audience may be 10 people, your audience may be 100 people, but if you put out a project and those people go and stream it, that should stick with your core audience. You know what I'm saying? You want to reach
Yes.
higher and all that other stuff. But if it wasn't for your support system, you wouldn't be where you are right now. But anyway,
Exactly.
that's a testimony. But
No, that's good. I'm glad you said that, because people do forget about core audiences, and the people that are down for them, in hopes of reaching like, the masses. Sometimes the masses aren't always good for you as an artist, because the masses aren't really down for like your project. Sometimes the masses can be down for that one single that they heard, whereas the people that are super duper supporting you, they streaming the whole record, they here for your journey, and they here to see you grow, and they here to see what you got coming next and how you gonna, evolve as an artist. So like, nah, I just wanted to touch on that. Like, well, what you said is dead on.
yeah. And I remember the line say it's better late than never. Screw, word to this out. Like yeah, that's what it was.
I
But
heard that,
anyway,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, man. I think that a lot of people need to hear that from time to time because they could. That's why I made a song called "Don't Give Up, You Gonna Be On" because I've seen it happen before. I've been a part of it, and it's very important to continue to let folks know that you can step outside the norm and things of that nature.
Right.
But so also I want to touch on like as far as the hip hop scene right now, is there anybody that you're feeling? Do you feel like hip hop is and I know I'm throwing questions out there, but do you feel like hip hop is in a good place? Do you feel like it's downgraded? The artists that you are feeling like, where do you think hip hop is right now?
That's a good question. Where do I think hip hop is right now? I can't say that. I can't say hip hop is in a bad place. I don't think I can say that just because I think I think I think hip hop is like it's a lot of different pockets right now, you know, and it's easier to find out who you want to mesh with, as a consumer. You got this genre right here, like it's so many subgenres of hip hop. Like it used to just be, rap. You rap about this, and that's it. And if you ain't with this lifestyle, and you can't get down with this. But now, you got different cultures within hip hop. It's all hip hop at the end of the day, though. It's all about that art form. But I think it's in a good spot. I think it's getting better, and I would say that solely because I'm kind of proud of hip hop because, in my opinion, it's the number one genre in the world. You know, I don't I don't think rock fucking with it. I don't think pop fucking with it. And the reason why I say that, like you just look at it, like look at all the pop artists who've been killing, the Billboard, charts for the past 10 years, and like look at who they going to get, for their singles now. Look at how many hip hop, R&B features are all throughout the album now. Is
Not to cut you off,
because
but the reality is hip hop has been number one. It's just that I don't know if people knew or anybody did know. Back
yeah,
before they had SoundScan, that they used to be able to pay record stores to put up and say in the newspaper or something, Michael Jackson is selling the most. I'll give you like $10,000 or something like that.
yeah,
Way was selling so much that they had to make SoundScan to be able to track it. You know what I'm saying? So
uh-huh,
being there, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But now they just want to, glorify it and make it, because I mean it's unavoidable now. But to me, hip hop
yeah.
been number one. Yeah, I feel what
Oh,
you're saying.
definitely, definitely, man. Like hip hop is. I hate to say this, I mean, I don't hate to say it, but I just don't like how it sounds. But hip hop is the new pop, in a sense, what I'm saying? Just because of, like, again, look at the consumers, like, look who at the shows, you know what I'm saying? If you know what I mean? Like, look who's spending all the money. Look at TikTok. Look at, like even with that, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's like K Camp got the Renegade record. We know who created the dance. You know what I'm saying? But it went crazy first because of the white culture, you know, if you can put those two things together. I don't know if you can put those two things together, white culture.
Yeah, I
But
know.
anyway, but yeah, anyway, because of the white audiences. But yeah, man, and then it wrapped back around and we figured out who really, created the dance. But it's almost like just thinking about Elvis. It's all the same, man. This it's like history is just repeating itself. And we just got to be careful. But I would say, man, the only artist that like that I fuck with, and I know I'm kind of getting off subject right now, but it's on my mind right now.
Yeah,
One artist I fuck with that I wouldn't say the only, but I would probably say the biggest artist, that everybody would probably know right now that I fuck with that I don't mind. It's Eminem. I don't care, man. Eminem is an MC. He's a fucking spitter. I don't give a fuck nobody say he top three. You feel me?
no, I
he
go
up there.
back for Eminem because the whole white privilege thing, and people like to throw that out there. Oh, because he's white, that's the now it does have a large percentage of him being where he's at, but also if,
Definitely.
that, if that's the case, if it's only because he's white and his white privilege, then how come no other white rapper besides Vanilla Ice? But I mean, Vanilla Ice, come on now, that was a fad. But
Right.
no other, what I'm saying? No other white rapper was able to do or has been able to do what he did. So obviously that's not a fluke. But yeah, I feel it, man. Like his most recent project, I've been blasting that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's good. But I think that, and I say this on Resview all the time, not to get off topic, but I feel like ever since BET said that Eminem was the greatest rapper of all time, I don't know if you remember that show
I
that
do.
happened back in like '09 or something. I think that black people kind of looked at it funny and was like, hold on now. And then in addition, the police homicides that happened, Trayvon Martin getting killed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Land, police homicides, police brutality, like it's always been there, but it's it was shared so much, and I guess now
hmm
everybody's looking at hold on, you white now, but anyway, but I feel you on that 110%.
Yeah, like he been white. But anyway. Like it's like niggas woke up one day and they found out Eminem white. Oh hell no, we ain't fucking with it. Like no,
Right.
y'all chill, bro. But no, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah.
So
So now we can talk about Big Crit, right? You got a single
yeah.
out right now with Big Crit. Also, you have the Plus Ultra EP that's out right now that the song is featured on. How did the collaboration come about with Big Crit?
So again, the album was done. I was ready to put it out. And my manager, Kamikaze, he sent the record over to Chris manager, and immediately like Crit sent the verse back. You know, I didn't even know all this was going on. Like I just woke up to a check your email and it was there. You know, and I'm like, oh shit, what? You know what I'm saying? So like I seen his name on the track, so I went and got in the truck, turned that motherfucker on, man, and just jammed out. And I was like, God damn. So like it really trans. I know like people probably wanted to be more exciting than that, but that's just really what happened. Like actually sent the record over and he liked the record and sent it back.
Mm.
And because I guess, you know, there's just a testament that, you know, if something is good, you know, people can't turn it away. And what's cool though about Crit is he had just mentioned me, you know, maybe like a few weeks shy of that in an interview, you know, when he was just talking about, you know, artists in Mississippi or whatever, you know, so he just shouted me out and I was like, damn, that was love. And then the feature happened and like I was on my way out of town for my birthday. And he was like, let's shoot the video. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna be gone. So we can shoot on this day. He's like, I'm gonna be on tour. I was like, all right, cool. Well, what about this day? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be on tour. He's like, I was like, well, what's a good day for you? He's like, this day. That day was my birthday. So I canceled my flight. And we shot the video, bro. So I mean, but I was like, hey, shit, fuck it, you know, it's Crit, it's gonna be dope, you know. He blessed me with the verse, and you know, and it was, you know, it was their idea to shoot the video. So I was like, man, like this is coming together too. You know, I can't mess that up, you
Yeah.
know. And we shot the video with Sonic Boom of the South. Shout out, you know, JSU,
Shoot.
you know what I'm saying? And it was amazing, dog. It was beautiful.
Yeah, man. I really like how the video came together. I like how y'all put on from Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? Because for a while, Crit has been the only mainstream rapper, you know, holding down the fort. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to David
Mm.
Banner as well, but David Banner kind of leaned more towards another side versus Crit still out there. You know what I'm saying? Still grinding, doing his thing. So I think
Word.
it's important for the whole state of Mississippi, not for just Jackson and Meridian. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got the best, the Sonic Boom, the best boom of all HBCUs, fucking the best boom ever, the best
Yeah,
band
best
ever.
band in the land. You feel me? Yeah, already.
So, you know what I'm saying? So that was great, man. Now with your EP out right now, what songs is everybody feeling the most? Like what is it, the Sailor Moon track? Like I saw some of the songs on there. Like which ones do you
Yeah.
feel like is getting like the most feedback?
What's crazy is when I go through the at first I was thinking like, man, I started seeing a lot of Sailor Moon. You know, Sailor Moon. Of course, I got it. You know, was already doing, you know, very good. And show did. I was like, those gonna be the two records. You know, but when I look at like the consistency of the plays, they're pretty even. You know, which is cool. I'm happy with that because it just looks like everybody is running it through. You know, without stopping and going back and running it. You know, so like everything's pretty good. But I do see a lot of posts like from Sailor Moon, like from guys and girls, which is cool because like I was like, man, I don't know if it's gonna be like the ladies are gonna really like this song, or it's gonna be the guys because I'm coming from that perspective, but it's matching up on both sides.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I'm
Yeah.
glad that it's doing good being out there. Do you have an album that's gonna follow up later this year or next year? What plans do you have after the EP?
What I'm working on right now, I hadn't said this just yet, so I just say it now. But honestly, I think I'm gonna do a Plus Ultra series.
Uh-oh.
So
Heard it here first on Res View. You heard it
yeah,
here.
exclusive right here on Redview. I think I'm gonna do a series, man. And just because, you know, normally like I put a record out, man, and I just work that record for like 2 years. Like I do it the old school way, you know, like like how you don't hear from Cole and Kendrick, you know, for like, you know, years upon. We be waiting on the album, like I be doing like that. But I'm just like, man, the day and age we live in right now, you know, people, you know, they want to hear music, you know, and the turnover rate is so crazy because it's like we have so many different ways to listen to music now. It used to be like you just got to go get that CD and you gonna listen to it when you're in the car, your CD player and whatnot. But now it's like we got streaming, so when you drop in your project, it's 100 more projects dropping that same day, and then somebody else gonna drop 100 more projects next week and a week after that. So just to just to keep keep it interesting and keep the flavor going, I think I'm gonna start releasing music more often. So I definitely will not make people wait like a year or two before we drop the next one. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's dope. I think consistency is key. I prefer to also do it the old school way because I feel like if your record is that good, like Beyonce ain't gonna drop every year. Jay-Z ain't gonna drop every year. Janet Jackson hell didn't drop every year.
Right.
And you just work that record. And I think a lot of indie artists in particular sleep on the fact that what you kind of touched on it earlier. Everybody hadn't heard your shit yet. You know what I'm saying? Versus
Exactly.
you trying to go in and they may get old to you. But if you got good feedback from it, you know what I'm saying? Like if everybody say, man, this track go hard, this goes hard, this changed my life, it's your responsibility to keep it pushing and not just get so oversaturated. But I mean, with you've been working the last Cherry Blossom since last year, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so people do like consistency as well. So I feel that.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a and I still believe in that format as well. Just taking your time and just working these records because again, like you said, everybody hadn't heard the records, which is why like as I'm releasing music, it'll be in a much shorter format. Like I'm definitely not gonna release album form. Like it'll stay EP, format, just so I can keep my sanity as well and not just be like dumping a bucket of records on everybody every 6 months or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah. Man, it sucks that you had to cancel the upcoming shows because of the damn coronavirus. I did that.
Yeah, man. God.
Yeah.
I hope that's over with. Yeah. We had a lot of stuff in the works. I was supposed to be at the Mississippi State Black Weekend. This weekend actually. And of course they can't do that. So hopefully, they figure out what's going on. I don't want nobody else to get sick though. That's the main priority, because it's people actually out here dying from corona. So
Yeah, you've been doing your good job trying to keep everybody entertained. I've been telling everybody, man, if you're musical artist, content creator, to keep that shit going. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because people are leaning more now towards social media and things to keep them entertained. Now is the boom. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Make everything go. Yeah, man. So yeah, I appreciate you being on here, man. Before you get out of here though, I just got a request. Could you give me some bars?
Some bars.
Yeah, some bars, man. It ain't got to be a full 16. It could be 8 bars, whatever. Just show me what you got, bro. It could be something from the EP. You know what I'm saying? Like, just give me something.
All right. Let me think. Let me see. You want some bars? You want some bars? All right. I'm gonna give you some. Oh, have you ever thought that you couldn't make it? Debated whether to fake it. Success is right in your face, but you couldn't grasp it or take it. While I have a screaming effort to the traffic, I work hard to get better, proud of the practice, no magic. Failure is the basketball, so I shack pack it. I charge my Rasengan, attacking and Bernie Mac it. Rapping and smoking cookies, I'm laughing, eating the rookies. I'm bred for this hip hop, my blood truer than Sookies. Locked into the game like the dread of a whoopee. Navigate through the storm, but misunderstood like a Wookiee. And looky at what the pain of the world has created. Revelated the greatness of what I would do was debate it. Know you hate it, but there is nothing you can do to evade it. My advice to you is to listen to me and relate it. Any action you could think against me couldn't make it. Because any dream that I have, I'ma seize it and take it because I'ma make it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the one and only Dear Silas. Man, that was dope, bro. That whoopee line. That shit was dope.
Appreciate it, man.
Fuck, yeah. So thank you for coming on the show, man. I said it's been a long time coming. Hopefully we can do some more. I wish you could have actually been here, but hey, man, It is what it is. Where can everybody follow you and how can we get your music?
Yeah, at Dear Silas, DearSilas. It's the same on every platform. That's YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Dear Silas. And make sure you go stream Plus Ultra. It's on all streaming platforms right now. Make sure y'all go hit up dear-silas.com. Follow your merch.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And yeah, Redheads, make sure you subscribe to youtube.com/WeAuthenticNetwork. Also, make sure that you download and stream my album. I mean, you ain't got nothing else to do. It's
Word.
JRed112, available everywhere on all digital platforms. You already know where to follow me at JAYR3D. All right, man. This has been Dear Silas, y'all. This is Red's View, and we are signing out.
Cool. Appreciate you, dog.